Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Young and Restless, Sharon/Heather murder story was just stalling out when Nick asked Chance to analyze the pills, so we're all thankful for that. Claire accepted the job with Nikki several times over the past 2 weeks, so hopefully we can move beyond talking about that. Indeed, things were getting a little repetitive, but picked up toward week's end. Here's a look at how what happened this week will move us forward. Certainly a twist will come in Heather's murder case with the results from the testing of Sharon's pills. Presumably, Ian and Jordan were messing with them, and it will be revealed that something was off with the prescription meds. Either the dosage was high, or they weren't the pills they were supposed to be. That should light a fire under Chance, who otherwise seems content to sit back and leave things to the DA, or, and honestly more likely, it will be down to Nick and Michael to figure out that there's a whole lot more to the story. Find out who else may get involved here. The pill reveal should be the catalyst to spin things in another direction, probably much to the chagrin of Phyllis and Daniel, who are determined that Sharon pay for her crime. And given the information and confession they currently have, who can blame them? With Ian Ward set to show his face in Genoa City, per the preview, he'll likely become a person of interest. But of course they won't be able to pin anything on him, because it was actually Jordan. I feel as though the writers are giving us glimpses into what will be Ian and Jordan's ultimate downfall. Namely, their little power struggle. They're not used to playing with others, let alone playing nicely, and my guess is that when push comes to shove, they'll turn on each other. That's down the road, however. They surely have mucho misery and torment to cause before that happens. Jordan certainly didn't seem happy about Claire kissing Kyle, did she? No sooner was it revealed that Jack had bought up Lysade's divisions for pennies on the dollar, beating Victor at his own game. Then we had the Black Knight seated across from Kyle reminding him that he plays the long game. This was to let us know that although it seems as though Victor lost, he will, as one expects, ultimately win. How? His predictions will come true. He planted seeds of doubt in the minds of both Kyle and Diane, and will sit back and watch that family implode because they will never be able to fully trust each other. The mustache had some choice words to say about Diane and her true colors, and I suspect we'll see he was correct in that there was a lot of truth to the things she was saying about her ambitions when she was supposedly acting. Victor will have the last laugh, there's little doubt about that. Summer is indeed jealous of Kyle's relationship with Claire, even if she hasn't quite sorted it out for herself yet. Obviously, her feelings for Kyle never went away. Given she can sometimes be a bit like her mom, this story has potential, especially if the writers allow Claire to revisit her dark side. Nate hiring a private detective to find Damien means we're inching ever closer to meeting our newest character. I'm hopeful that he'll be both intriguing and easy on the eyes. Will he also prove to be, spoilers, true love? Soaps.com is a part of Penske Media Corporation. See 2024 Media, LLC. All rights reserved. Powered by WordPress.com VIP. Sharon Fisher was known for her organization and precision. At 56, she had a regimen for everything. Her morning walk, her tea brewing time, and even the way she folded her clothes. Her husband, Gary, used to joke that if she could, she would schedule their conversations. She laughed it off, knowing there was some truth in it. Among Sharon's carefully curated habits was her daily pill routine. Her doctor had prescribed several medications to manage her high blood pressure, cholesterol, and anxiety. Every night before bed, she would sit at her kitchen counter and arrange her pills in a weekly organizer. It was her ritual, one that gave her a sense of control in an unpredictable world. One Thursday evening, Sharon sat under the warm glow of her kitchen lights, sorting her pills. Her cat, Misty, jumped onto the counter, purring softly. Sharon shooed her away gently and resumed her task. The white cholesterol pill she had placed in Monday's slot wasn't there. It had vanished. Sharon frowned, wondering if she had absent-mindedly dropped it. She checked the floor, the counter, and even Misty's fur for good measure. Nothing. Shrugging it off, she retrieved another pill from the bottle and continued her routine. The following night, it happened again. This time, it was her tiny pink anxiety pill that disappeared. Sharon stared at the organizer, baffled. She was sure she had placed it there moments ago. Again, she searched the area, but the pill was gone. By Saturday, she was convinced something strange was happening. Pills were disappearing every night without a trace. Sharon double-checked the locks on her doors and windows, thinking perhaps someone was sneaking into her house. Gary dismissed the idea, claiming it was likely her imagination, or a small mistake. "Maybe Misty's batting them away," he suggested, gesturing toward the oblivious cat lounging on the sofa. But Sharon knew better. She was meticulous, and Misty had shown no interest in her pills before. Determined to get to the bottom of it, Sharon set up a small camera in the kitchen to monitor her nighttime routine. That night, Sharon felt a mix of excitement and dread as she prepared her pills. She waved goodnight to Gary, who had retired early, and climbed into bed with her tablet to review the footage. At first, the recording was uneventful. Sharon watched herself sorting her pills, Misty jumping onto the counter and being shooed away. Then, at precisely 11:57 p.m., something happened that made her heart race. A faint shimmer appeared over the pill organizer. It was subtle, like heat waves rising off asphalt on a summer day. The shimmer grew brighter, and Sharon could make out a shape. A tiny, humanoid figure no taller than a salt shaker. The figure had translucent wings that glittered like frost in the sunlight. It hovered above the organizer, inspecting the pills. Then, with a quick motion, it plucked the blue blood pressure pill and disappeared in a flash of light. Sharon couldn't believe her eyes. She replayed the footage several times, her mind racing. Was this some sort of elaborate prank? A hallucination? She pinched herself to ensure she wasn't dreaming. The next morning, Sharon confided in her best friend, Linda, who was known for her love of all things mystical. "Well, what else could it be? Fairies are known to take things from humans. Shiny objects, bits of food, and apparently now pills. Maybe they think it's some kind of offering." Sharon laughed, despite herself. The idea was absurd, but what other explanation was there? Linda suggested setting out a bowl of honey, a traditional offering to fairies, to see if the mysterious visitor would take it instead of the pills. That evening, Sharon placed a small saucer of honey next to the pill organizer. She felt ridiculous but couldn't deny her curiosity. As usual, she set up her camera and went to bed. The next morning, Sharon reviewed the footage with bated breath. Once again, the shimmering figure appeared at 11:57 p.m. This time, it hovered over the honey, inspecting it with what seemed like cautious curiosity. After a moment, it dipped its tiny hand into the honey, tasted it, and seemed to glow brighter. Satisfied, it fluttered away without touching the pills. Sharon was both relieved and fascinated. She continued leaving honey out each night, and the pills stopped disappearing. However, her curiosity deepened. Who, or what, was this creature? And why had it come to her? One night, Sharon decided to stay awake and witness the phenomenon firsthand. She brewed a strong cup of coffee and stationed herself in a dark corner of the kitchen, camera in hand. At exactly 11:57 p.m., the shimmer appeared. This time, Sharon saw the creature clearly. It was beautiful in an otherworldly way, with iridescent skin and eyes that seemed to hold the entire night sky. Its wings moved so fast, they were a blur, like a hummingbird's. The tiny being landed delicately on the counter, dipping its hand into the honey. The creature froze, its luminous eyes locking onto hers. For a moment, Sharon thought it might flee, but instead, it tilted its head, as if studying her. "You can see me?" a soft, melodic voice asked. It sounded like wind chimes in a gentle breeze. "Yes," Sharon said, her voice trembling. "Why are you here? Why are you taking my pills?" The creature hesitated before responding. "Your medicines are unique, concentrated essences of care and healing. My kind seeks them to mend ourselves when injured. We mean no harm." Sharon's heart softened. The idea of her mundane pills being the source of magic was both humbling and surreal. "You could have just asked," she said with a smile. The creature's laugh was like a ripple of silver bells. "Humans rarely believe in us anymore. It's easier to act unseen." Over the next few weeks, Sharon's life transformed. The fairy, whose name was Lyric, visited her regularly, sharing stories of its world, hidden in the folds of reality. Sharon learned that her pills had saved a young fairy's life, a revelation that filled her with quiet pride. In return, Lyric left Sharon small gifts: a glowing pebble, a flower that never wilted, and once, a tiny vial of sparkling dust that made her dreams vivid and wondrous. Sharon told no one but Linda, who was thrilled to be proven right about fairies. Gary remained blissfully unaware, though he did comment on Sharon's newfound glow and cheerfulness. As for the pills, Sharon continued her nightly routine. but with a new understanding of their value, not just for her own health, but for a hidden world she had once thought impossible. Years later, when Sharon was old and gray, she would sit by the window, reminiscing about her encounters with Lyric. Misty had long since passed, and Gary spent his days napping in his recliner. Sharon often wondered if anyone else had ever discovered the fairies, but she doubted it. Her secret was a treasure, one she would carry with her always. And sometimes, late at night when the world was still, Sharon swore she could hear the faint sound of silver bells, whispering their thanks.